Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the CS market has finally had the bounce that we've been waiting quite a while for. Is this the bottom? Today, I want to talk about it, what skins I'm potentially looking at buying, which ones are the safest, and which ones you guys should be looking at, and if this is going to be like another dead cat bounce. So I want to start because I looked at the Butterfly Marble Fade on one of my other channels because I'm kind of looking to buy something along the lines, and I'll get into that in a bit. But it's kind of hard to buy this dip because prices everywhere are still fluctuating a lot, which kind of scares me because at the peak when everybody was trying to sell items, when I sold my Karambit Doppler, and I'll actually go to the Karambit Doppler and show you guys that as well, I sold this thing for $3,600. It was a phase 3, but I'll just show you phase 4. And when I sold this thing for $3,600, I sold it on skin.land. Skin.land is an insta-sell site, but they give really good prices of like 90 to 95% of what you could sell something for. Obviously, it's super good during times where the market just absolutely peaks because you don't need to wait for somebody to buy it. You can insta-sell it to the site and actually get your money instantly. And I'll talk about the site more later in the video, but as you can see, I'm not lying. About a week ago, a bit more, sold it for about $3,600, so about $1,000 cheaper now. Now, during that time period, we saw so much fluctuations here. I could actually have sold it for $3,600 and then gone on, I don't remember which site it was, but one of these sites and bought it for like $200 cheaper in cash. That's how much prices were spread out during the time going up. And when you see, I don't know if it's called a liquidity crisis. I didn't go to college, guys. I don't know what the hell is going on there. But when you see the prices that spread out over markets, usually things are just getting too volatile, and that's a sure sign that you need to start selling. Now, we're kind of still seeing that on the other end of the spectrum where you could have a Butterfly Marble Fade listed on Skinport for $2,500, D Market for $2,800, White Market for $2,700, and it's like these prices are still so spread out, and then Buff for $2,650. It's like these prices are still so spread out that I still want to, hold off to buy a little bit. $2,500 is not a horrible price to buy this Butterfly Marble Fade. By the way, I did look on Skinport to attempt to buy that thing, but it just got listed today, and it does an 8-day trade hold. So if one of you want to scoop it up, I don't think it's a bad idea. Me personally, I don't want to wait the 8-day trade hold and then another 7 days to trade it. Before, like, the price could do anything at that time, and I don't want to potentially risk that when it could easily drop like $600 lower. So I'm kind of gonna hold off there for now. This video is sponsored by Skins Monkey. If you've been looking to trade out your old boring skins for new ones, Skins Monkey is the place. By clicking the link in the description, you'll get a 35% deposit bonus when depositing with cash and crypto, and up to a free $5 bonus on your first trade. So be sure to click that link. Skins Monkey also has the freebies tab where they run 24/7 giveaways that are completely free to join with crazy skins. And if you're looking to actually get your hands on some good skins, Skins Monkey is the quickest way to do it. So be sure to get that free $5 and 35% deposit bonus now, trading your CSGO skins with that link at the top of the description. Some other skins that I talked about, one of them is the Deagle Blaze. And we could go back here. Let me remove all of these, and then we'll go back to the 2-year trend. I could go on Cantry.dev to show this, but this kind of emphasizes the same point of usually with old operation skins and old drop skins, when they get back to this long period of consolidation for Deagle Blaze, I'd say like $550, that's going to be a safe spot to buy this thing. And sure, maybe because we have a lot more players, it might not come all the way back down. Maybe it'll stick around like 600 or even 630, like we got a bounce here. That might have been the bottom. I can't predict the future exactly, but I could predict the dip happening from all the way up here. How low will it go? We don't exactly know. This could have been the bottom. It could bleed out down to these levels in the next few months as well. All I'm saying is with stuff like that, and the M4 Blue Phosphor is another example, because with old operation skins like this, go super sideways, massive run up in price, and then they come back down to these levels. Like the Blue Phosphor is completely fine to buy here. Worst case scenario, you lose like $50, but either way, you're just holding, using it as a play skin, and hoping for another hype spike, so you could potentially sell it for a few $100 extra profit. And that's kind of what I'm looking for in the whole market right now. Now, it is a bit different this time around because we do have a much higher player count. And wow, it's my first time checking the player count in quite a while, and it does seem like we had a little bit of a dip, which isn't too surprising because Premier is pretty much completely unplayable. I'm surprised the player count's even this high right now, but still, 1.7 million peak players. This was, where's the initial CS2? This is still much higher than the initial CS2 hype. maybe not much higher, but it's still a little bit higher. So I think if the player count keeps decreasing, we could see a bleed out over the next few months. If it somehow maintains this level or somehow even manages to increase even more, which would be absolutely shocking, then we could see a massive rebound in the market, and then it'd be great. Maybe things would run all the way back up to all-time highs really quickly. It really depends. Like, it's very contingent on player count. So I wouldn't be in too much of a rush to buy stuff. The only time I would buy something is if the chart looks like this, where it's come back down to pre-hype levels, because that's where you're essentially 100% safe. If you assume the game is still going to be good long-term, then you're completely fine buying at those levels. Of course, we do have cases as well. Cases are holding up incredibly well. A lot of the cases that got really, bought up and really, really expensive and overshot, like the glove case, for example, which got to $30, is all the way back down at the level it was pre-hype. Had a little bit of bounce already, and it's very possible that case just doesn't come all the way back down to the $10 level it was at before. Way more of them got brought out of circulation with this hype spike, and it is very possible they just don't come back down. Danger Zone case is another one I could look at. You'll often see this trend in cases like the Prisma case, the CS20 case, the Danger Zone case as well. A lot of them being bought up during this hype spike period. A lot of them just being bought off the market. And it's very possible we see something like this. Just climbs up in price. Maybe they have a delayed massive spike and then they just consolidate. And these consolidation periods are where you buy. Maybe it'll give you a fake out like this, but still, it stays around that consolidation period, and you're just hoping for another hype spike like this, because this is a 2x move right here. Not bad at all if you're just holding cases for a super long time, and that's what you should be doing. Don't be checking the market every day, guys, especially now when it's this volatile. It's just crazy to look at, so you got to be a little bit careful. If you believe the game is going to be good long term, though, definitely hold on. But especially with phase 2s, I wouldn't be buying right now. Once again, going back to what I talked about earlier, there's thousands of dollars of price difference across markets right now. So only one of these listed on Buff, only 4 on D market, only 2 on CS money market. So once again, just like 2 sales or even 1 sale happening with this thing can make it look like the price is going in a completely different direction, or could completely change the price by 10% a day. You got to remember as well, there's a massive amount of these skins being sold in the past month compared to what is normally sold, because the prices are fluctuating double digits every single day. Double digits down, people are going to be stocking up on them. People are going to be mass selling them. Double digits up, and then those skins are going to be on trade hold for a week, so it's more taken out of the supply for next week. So don't be surprised if you see double-digit moves happening for the next couple of weeks. It won't be surprising at all. That's just a lot of people taking profit, a lot of people stocking up at cheap prices, but overall, I would gamble on it being a little bit of a slow bleed out as people continue to take profits, because with plus 16% days, you're going to have all the long-term holders taking profit, and all the new people that bought them, they're going to be absolutely stuck with them. And that's why we see long periods of consolidation until the cycle happens again, and they run up in price. All of the people that bought this and bought them a little bit expensive are going to be selling into that, and then you could take your profits along with it. But you definitely want to wait for a little bit of a drop more, I would say. Don't be buying into these plus 17% days. Unless, of course, it's something like the blue phosphor that's already at a full retracement in price. If you can find charts like this, you're completely fine buying. Or if you're buying something like Prisma case, I'm a big fan of the CS20 case personally. Some other good examples in there. A lot of the old cases, personally, I'd stay away from like the glove case. Me personally, the Gamma case as well, because it's kind of too expensive, along with the Spectrum cases, which have gotten to like $6. To me, CS20 cases and Prisma cases are just like the precursors to these. I think they'll be at these prices one day. Only 4,400 of these listed on the market. There's only 5,000 CS20 cases. They've just got less demand because they've got the classic knives, but I think that's going to change over the years. That's why I'm holding on to them. And yeah, that's kind of all I got to say for this video. But it's good to see skins are finally dropping in price like I thought they would. I wouldn't be in too much of a rush. Wait for things to completely bottom out and give you a sure sign that they're consolidating in price. Buy them up, hold them for a year, and you'll make some money. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out Skinland with that link at the top of the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.